welcome back. Here's a lovely scene from the depths on another episode of tutorials or something. I'm gonna figure out a better title for this. I'm probably going to die gruesomely. Carl! Fight for your life, Carl! Oh shit! Oh my god! Carl, no! Fight back! Welcome to the second installment of the From the Depths tutorial. I want to go over building with you a little bit. More importantly, the easier ways to build things. The first thing we're going to do, well, actually, first, let's take a look at all the blocks we have here. We have blocks. This pretty much composes wood blocks, stone blocks, metal blocks, lightweight alloy blocks, glass blocks, lead blocks. They have pretty accurate descriptions. One thing I would suggest is that you take a look at each kind of block, and particularly any of the blocks that have green are blocks that expand into other blocks. Each section is sorted out by where you use it. Water is obviously for creating boats or anything you want to move through water. Air for air. Control is all items associated with controlling any block. Resources, pretty self-explanatory. I mean, these are basically self-explanatory. And particularly once we go over them, it'll make more sense. One section that is new is prefabs, which is part of the development release. These are going to be nice because you'll be able to copy and paste your more complex designs. So let's start. First, in order to start constructing something, you go to Constructables, and then Vehicle, Fortress, Structure, Spin and Turn Blocks, and 360 Turrets. So we're going to make a vehicle. So first things first. We're going to take this away from the little starting raft. So you're going to make a vehicle. So let's go over the functions. First of all, you notice how we're bobbing up and down in the water. It's lovely. So in order to prevent that, you hit caps lock, which allows your vehicle to be frozen in midair. This is particularly nice because you are now able to construct your vehicle without bobbing up and down. You can see my character sitting over there. It does not matter if he falls off that platform and ends up at the bottom of the ocean. You are still able to construct things. So originally when I was going to make this, I was going to make a boat. But I've decided that we're going to make a gingerbread man. His name is Carl. And the reason we're making a gingerbread man is because this will be the easiest way to show you some of the functions, whereas in a boat you would only need a couple of them. So first things first. Most things from the depths should be symmetrical. It'll make your life far easier if you make things symmetrical. So you hit N for mirror. So if you look, you can't see that it's mirrored right now, but if we click, it'll place a block right there, and you see how it's mirrored here, so it's obviously mirrored this way. The mirrored panel is somewhere. If we hit N again, there we go. So first things first, you can see that, oops, well, so you can erase the bottom block. If you do, it throws you back to your character. So, first things first, let's go over the basic controls. Right click sends you back. Left click sends you forward. Depending on what direction the arrow on top is facing, it will send you that direction. So if I point the arrow down and click, I go down. If I go back over a block, you see how I left clicked or right clicked and went back over that block, and see now I went backwards. So, but if I do it again, it erases the block that I was on. So if you're on a block, it will erase it. I don't tend to construct things in this mode because clicking can be slow. Even if you hold the click, There is a setting in the game on hold the build speed, which I have set to the top. I find that it's a little hard to control, but it is nice. One of my favorite parts of this game, though, is if you have a middle mouse button and you click it, it will automatically build whatever direction you turn. Now, you can also hit it again while you're on a block to remove blocks. So let's build Gingerbread Man Carl here. So let's mirror. So first things first, had to hit the middle button to get out of permanent remove. I've done it before where I've used it and it causes me to erase my starting block. So first things first, hit the middle button to get permanent build. So let's build Carl's base. So this is So you see I built a base for him to stand on. Now there's a reason that I built it in this open square shape. I could spend a lot of time going back and forth and filling it. This is particularly relevant to those of you who like to make very large creations. And if any of you have played Minecraft, you know how long it can take to fill up an area. So first things first, if you'd like to fill this, you can move over and then you can look down. See, so it faces the angle. So you face the angle that you want the wall to go. So essentially you're creating a wall and you face the angle you want the wall to end up on. And you see there's an F to fill. So if you hit F, it fills up the entire area. This is going to be particularly useful later on. So build Carl here, Carl some feet. So as if you may just have noticed that when I used the fill function, it did not fill up the other side. That is something that I wonder if they're going to change. I should check, but as of now, when you use the fill function, it does not fill up the other side. This is actually kind of nice because the fill function can be frustrating if used incorrectly in an enclosed space, particularly in a large area, but there's no fill erase function. So this is just the basics of building. I think one thing that you'll learn very quickly while you're building is to save often, and that's the first thing I'm going to show you. So escape, you hit save vehicle. Let's save it as Carl. So now Carl is saved. The nice part about this is in case your computer crashes or you just make a mistake, you can save an iteration of it in case you're going to make a big move. Let's say this was a much larger thing and I accidentally used the fill function in the wrong direction, like this. Let's assume. And did something like that. Well, that's rather frustrating. That would take a long time to erase. So instead, I can just go over here with my build block, then hit load vehicle, find Carl. Oh, and there we are, Carl. And there's our messed up Carl over there. I would only suggest doing this so many times as many blocks built up will eventually fill up your area and it'll get frustrating to build, and it may slow down your computer depending on the power of your computer. And as you can see, I forgot to put mirror on, so we can go find the middle again. sometimes it's nice to mark the middle with a block. See? So you see how some of this is done and some of this is not. So I generally erase so that I can make sure that it's symmetrical, but you don't actually have to. You could just go through and add in the other side and it wouldn't harm those other blocks. I didn't show you, but I did mess up on one. And so you can see he's down there. He has the body on him already. So you can see the symmetrical area growing, the mirror growing as we grow the model. So if you are not in automatic build mode, you can press forward twice to move faster. This allows you to move around your model a little quicker. So let's build Carl's head. So here's where you're going to see that fill does not come in handy, because you cannot fill areas that are not flat. So what will happen when I try to fill Carl's head, as you'll see, so what will happen as when I try to build Carl's head is that I will not be able to fill it directly. So let's take this space right here. I can do this. If I do something like this, you can see I can just easily go back and forth. I cannot fill these areas here in any way. There are some ways around that. You could fill up this entire area, say, which is what we're going to do. So and then you could do something like this, I think. Oh, you could do something like this, which would allow you to fill that entire area. But if you wanted to make it solid, it would be much harder. So here's Carl, our gingerbread man. We can go to blocks and add a couple blocks to give him some accents. Let's say we add some metal blocks here. So that's the end of this tutorial. Next tutorial you'll find out how to make Carl fly, and after that we'll be going over how Carl got that lovely pelvic cannon. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, or visit FromTheDepths.com or the Steam forums.